Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders can't get between.
Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham to all the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shamar Latham Bashem, Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, start out in 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahana. This is the Friday night Lashawan Qadash class where we break down the Bible from a linguistics perspective. I mean, something that every brother and sister need. I mean, you got to understand, especially if we want to get our oppressors' language out of our mouths. We want to get our oppressors' culture off of our hands and out of our mind. You know what I mean? Like prophesied in the Bible. You know what I mean? If we want to do these things, we have to learn the language. It's important. Otherwise, I mean, we can't have a kingdom of heaven if we're speaking on an oppressor's language, right? I mean, you can't be in the kingdom of heaven and everything is revolving around the Most High and the things that He told us to do, revolving around our laws, statutes, and commandments. We're not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. We're not, you know what I mean, getting high. We're not. Our women aren't whores. Our brothers aren't sleeping with these women and throwing them away. I mean, we're not doing all of these things. There's none of the things that your oppressor has put on the minds and in the hands of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but we speak their language. You get my point? Like that can't exist. So in the ISUPK, we've been teaching the truth to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We've been teaching the truth according to the Bible since 1969. Right? And there's no way that we can have the truth. There's no way that we can learn the truth without learning our language. Because otherwise, just like we do with everything else, you know what I mean? We've left Christianity. Let us tell it. We left the Christian church. We've left Kemet, especially since what's his name? Malachi York and what was his understudy? What the hell was bro name? Salakia. Polite. That's what his name was. You know what I mean? Ever since they both, like father, like son, was arrested and, you know, are serving a sentence for for child abuse, sexual child abuse. Yeah, I mean that's the same thing that's happening in the Christian church. Sexual child abuse. Same thing that's happening in the Catholic churches. Hurry up and grab that. That's most time, Chris. But same thing that's happening in the Catholic church. Sexual child abuse. Same thing that's happening in the Muslim mosque. I mean, look at what's the name? What's the bro name? The so-called Prophet Muhammad. He uh he lay with his wife Aisha when she was a child. She was 9. So the same deviances, the same problems that you have in the Christian church, drug addiction, child abuse, sexual deviancy, all these different things, you see in all these different religions. You see in Christianity, you see in Catholicism, you see in Muslim, you see in Kemet, you see in all these different factions and these different religions that we try to go into. So if you go now, we're working on the kingdom of heaven. We're working on building and establishing the kingdom of heaven. But if you try to build the kingdom of heaven with what's in the Bible, but then you don't let go of everything that your oppressor taught you, then you're just going to take Christianity into the kingdom of heaven. And you're going to build the kingdom of heaven on the foundation of Christianity. Just like they did with in the Christian church, just like they did in the Catholic church, just like they did in Kemet and being a Muslim. They did the same thing because they thought they were leaving the Christian church. They thought they were leaving Christianity and the confusion of the Christian church and Catholicism. But what we didn't realize is that we were bringing it right with us. Now we're spiritual. Now we've gotten to the point where we're spiritual. And now we don't go to any churches. We just read everything, consume everything, and then we believe that the Lord is speaking to us by ourselves. But as you can see, in that house where you were raised spiritual, like our parents and our grandparents, they were raised Christian or Catholic. You know what I mean? You were raised Christian or Catholic. But now in your household, you're raised spiritual. You collect crystals. You listen to the earth. You put your ear to the earth and you listen to the wind. The wind is your God. The horoscopes and the zodiac signs is your God now. Now the clock the clock is your God. The time is your God. Now 11:11, make a wish. 4:44. Now the angels are speaking to you. 3:33, 2:22. You know, you now the time is your God. I mean, the earth is your God. The wind is your God. Whatever your intuition is your God. And we've brought Christianity, even though we're not going to the Christian church, we brought Christianity right with us into our homes. And if we don't learn this language and understand what the Bible is talking about, then we're going to bring, if we try, because the Lord is not going to allow it, you know what I mean? But if we try to build the kingdom of heaven, like what's his name? What was bro name that was getting pegged by his wife? This was a man that everybody looked up to. This is a man that everybody thought was the face of the Israelite movement. You know what I mean? What was bro name? Yeah, Gorilla Hebrew. I mean, everybody respected him and all of that. What is it? IUIC, Sakari. Everybody respected these groups. GMS. Everybody respected these groups. But that's what it looks like when you try to build the kingdom of heaven on the foundation of Christianity. And if we don't learn this language, that's going to be another attempt to try to build the kingdom of heaven on the foundation of Christianity. And it's not going to last. You're just going to take Christianity with you into these groups that you try to separate from Christianity. All right. So with that being said, if you got any questions or comments, please put them in the chat. Put your questions in the chat, put your comments in the chat, and we'll answer all your questions and solve all your problems. I mean, with that being said, you got a question before we get started? Okay, no sweat. If y'all got any questions or comments throughout the class, then we'll go ahead and answer them for you. But otherwise, if you ain't got no questions or comments and you're not making an attempt to learn and understand our culture here in the ISUPK, under Commander General Yohana, under Christ, under the Most High God, the home of the truth, if you're not in here, then you're only going to bring Christianity with you. I pray you understand. But with that, we're just going to pick up from where we left off last week. I mean, no big deal. And it's real important. I think we was kind of getting into the weeds last week. Like we was getting into the slang. What we call it is slang, but slang is just figurative language, right? And that's what you got to understand about the Bible. The Bible is very figurative, and because the Bible is very figurative, the language is very figurative, right? So that's the reason why the Christian church, when they read like scriptures like John 1:1, the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, they think, oh, that means Christ was God. Because Christ was called the Word of God, and the Word was God, even though, which is crazy because they completely negate the part where it says the Word was with God. So if Christ is the Word and the Word was with God, then how is he also God if he was with God? But it's one of many, you know what I mean? That's one of many scriptures that your Christian church misunderstands because they don't understand the figurative nature of Israel, the figurative nature of the Most High. Like when he gave us this language, the language that we speak, you know what I mean? The language that we spoke in the Bible, the language that the Old Testament was written in, it's a very figurative language. Today we call it slang, right? So same thing. The reason why in Genesis, I believe it's the second chapter, when they see the snake talk to Eve and she ate of the fruit of the tree, they think it was a talking snake slithered up to Eve and told her to eat this apple, and then that's why we're cursed because Eve ate an apple. It's the same thing. We don't understand the figurative nature of the Bible, the figurative nature of our people, and the Bible was written by a Hebrew speaking people. All the scribes that was writing, you know what I mean, following around the prophets and recording, much like how you do TikToks and you go live on Instagram and Facebook and all of that. It's the same thing that was happening back then. It was scribes that would write down and record the events that was happening as they were happening. And these are the records, like that's all Holy Bible means. It's just the separate records of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. With that being said, with it being recorded by Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, it's going to be written in the way that we talk. You know what I mean? The same way that we talk now. Like if I say, this brother is snake, you know that I'm not talking about a live snake outside slithering. You know that I'm talking about a person. And it's the same thing when you see it in the Bible. You know what I mean? But your Christian churches, your Catholic churches, and all of that, they don't understand that because they don't have this language. All right. I want to show you something as well. This is why these resources are important as well. Go ahead and read what you got. Or no, go to the bookmark portion. Salaki, I forgot to tell you that. It's all the way, yeah. And we're gonna go to so while he getting that, the resource that we've been using for the past couple of days is the as a matter of fact, hold that and then read the cover of it, the cover of the book. And what are we reading from?
Updated edition, strong, exaltive concordance of the Bible.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we're reading, the Strong's Concordance of the Bible. And the concordance it's a tool of reference. So in the beginning, there's different words. There's every word that's listed in the Old and New Testament in the Bible. And behind those words, there's concordance codes to help you know what these words mean and what the intent behind the usage of these words mean. But here's what you got to consider. There's many different concordance codes that are in this book, right? There's many different concordance codes. Like you look up any word in the Bible or in the concordance, it'll give you several different concordance codes that pertain to that particular word, right? But remembering how we talk as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, there's several. When you say one word, there's several different meanings to that word. There's several different possible uses of that particular word, like snake. Or I think last week we used the example dog. Dog got several different meanings. You know what I mean? I say, hey, that's my dog. You know what I mean? Or that's a dirty dog. If I say that's my dog, I mean, that could be positive. If I say, oh, he a dirty dog, that could be positive, negative, or neutral, depending on how I'm using it. If I say, oh, he a dog, that could be positive. That could be positive, negative, or neutral. You know what I mean? Depending on how I'm using it. If I say, hey, that's fire, that could be positive, negative, or neutral, depending on how I'm using it. If I say it's hot outside, again, positive, negative, or neutral, depending on how I'm using it. And what gives you what I'm talking about, what lets you know exactly how I mean that word, it's not necessarily the dictionary. The dictionary just gives you all the possible definitions. This is how you got to approach the Hebrew. The dictionary gives you all the possible definitions of a word. They'll give you synonyms. They'll give you alternate definitions. They'll even give you antonyms sometimes, which means the opposite, right? That's how you got to approach it. But the way that you know exactly how I'm using this word in the particular definition that I'm using it in is through context. So what you got to do is combine. First of all, you got to know what this word means. Like if you go to the hood and you say, oh, she clapped, that could mean a couple things. Good night. That can mean Salakia. That can mean a couple things. But if you're an oppressor, if I say, if somebody say, oh, she clapped, that could mean if I say that and an oppressor's in the mix, they gonna be completely confused. They probably confused right now. Hey, white people. Hey, all my white friends in the chat. Hey, all my white friends in the chat. Tell me what I'm talking about. And all my brothers and sisters, you know what I mean, my Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, you might have to help them out a little bit. But I want my white friends to get in this chat and tell me what I'm talking about when I say you clapped. You clapped, bro. Oh, you sis clapped. Salakia. Want you to tell me what I'm talking about. But there's several different, again, like I was talking about before, with dog, with snake, with fire, with water. You know what I mean? Which is another misunderstanding in the Christian church. It could be positive, negative, or neutral. It could be literal. It could be figurative. But it all depends on context. Come on, let me know y'all in the chat. I see y'all. I see you, sis, checking in. Hey, if you could, just check in like how you see all the brothers and sisters checking in. Check in. I see you put the salute in, but just so we know who you are. You said you married and you in Texas. I'm assuming. What part of Texas and who is your Lord? Who is your Ottawa? Check in trooper officer such and such, the wife of trooper officer such and such out of this city, Texas. That's how you do it, all right? Just so we know, just so I know who I'm talking to, or just so I know who checked in, all right? I'm waiting for my white friends though to get in the chat and let me know what I'm talking about when I say you clapped. And y'all brothers and sisters as well. I see a Shalom. Here we go. Shalom. I see you. Shalom, Lord of Christ. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar Lathabah Shem Yahweh Shai. I see you dashing out, checking in. Let me know that you in class tonight, and let me know what I'm talking about when I say you clapped. What am I saying? Let me know that you in here. Don't just check in and turn on Disney Plus and Netflix, and now you binge watching some series. You know what I mean? Give the Lord his just time. You know what I mean, we in class. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me know. I know y'all know. I desire you wanna go ahead and enlighten the people? What am I talking about when I say you clapped? The mic nice and loud.
I mean, what a couple of things like
Yeah. Go ahead, lay it out.
I'm pretty much like she done, like she just over, like it's over with, like
Okay.
you
Okay. Well, you ain't gotta say it. Okay, that's one definition though. I'll give me the other ones though. There's a couple different things that can mean. You right.
like you don't need to mess with that. Pretty much like a short way of saying like you don't need to mess with her.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, that could yeah. You getting warmer. That even right there could mean a couple different things. And that's an excellent thing. That's an excellent point too right there. Because even if sometimes like it take a little bit more, like you really need context. You need complete context. Hey, Yahabashem Yahshua Barakatah. You know what I mean? That's my brother. You know what I mean? Right there. My Aisha out of Cincinnati, Ohio. You know what I mean? Holding it down in my hometown, man. It's an honor to have you there representing Ohio. You know what I mean? But since you here, my Aisha, what it mean when somebody say you clapped? Like if somebody were to say, hey, she clapped or he clapped, what does that mean? What does that mean? Let me see if Officer Maisha can help us out. You know what I mean? We from the same area, so you gotta know what this means. You know what I mean? We from the same area. You know what I mean? And I think this is universal. I try to like when I teach, especially like about the figurative nature of the Hebrew, I try not to use slang that's specific to a certain region, because every region has like a certain slang. If you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native American, if you're in New York, you might say things a little different than how you say it in Baltimore, or how you say it in Florida, or how people from you know what I mean, Philly say certain things. So I try not to get too specific as far as region, but I think clap might be universal, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
it's like the way you used it though. Like
Got you. Okay.
clap would be meaning like you married that sister. Like
Okay. Yeah. That was the perfect way to say that. Okay, that's one way. Like, yeah, yeah. No, that was a very seasoned and tasteful way to put that. And you're absolutely correct. And we know sex is marriage. So, sometimes brothers be like, hey, that sister got clapped, you know. You know what I mean? Or that brother clapped. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. All right. So that's one way. Now, if I say, what you got another one? I'm looking for some
brother, like if a brother get into altercation with another brother, and like they fire shots at him. He was like, I clapped at that brother.
Yeah, he clapped at that brother. Right? So we all saying the same thing, right? It's the same word, but it's being used so far in two different ways. So he clapped at that brother. You know what I mean? He sent some shots at that brother. Or he sent some shots at that sister. That sister sent some shots off at that brother or sister. He got clapped. Or, I mean, maybe the attempt was successful. Because maybe even if you clap at a brother or clap at a sister, maybe it's not successful. But if you say a brother clapped or a sister got clapped, the attempt was successful. So that's three different ways that same word could be used. Yeah. Here you go. Yeah, Maisha, yeah, you with us now. Yeah, so that's three different ways. So, like the brother said, if that mean he hit it, or somebody got shot at, or somebody got hit. You know what I mean? Whether it took their life or not. And it's another one. This is the way I use it. Oh, what you got? Go ahead.
It's kind of a sister term. Like
Yeah.
they say they clapped back at you, like they gave you a response, like a
I forgot about that.
yeah, like I clap like this is I hear a sister say that a lot, like they clap
God.
back at her.
No, I forgot about that one. That was Thwada. I'm glad you said that. So that's a fourth different way to say clapped. If I like if you capping on somebody, and we capping, we joking with one another. You know what I mean? And he say a good joke about me, like, oh, you and it's all in good fun, you know what I mean? Depending on who you dealing with, you know what I mean? I don't recommend brothers, you know what I mean, and sisters, do that with one another. But sometimes, you know what I mean, we might joke with one another, and then a brother respond and have a comeback. That's called a clapback. You know what I mean? Or if you're in the world, like the brother said, like get on social media and it get real vicious. You know what I mean? Them clapbacks be vicious. So what we at? 4? It's 2 more. It's the obvious. Okay, well, let's get the obvious one out the way. What's the obvious reason? What's the obvious meaning of clap? Yeah, this is a clap. So that's 5, right? I don't know if y'all familiar with this. What's the clap?
A transsexual, what it is?
Trans. What is
Transmitted disease.
Yes, a STD, a sexually transmitted disease. So the clap, so that's 6, right? And then the one that I had on my mind, which will make it 7, is you ugly. Yeah, you clap, bro. Sis clap. I'm not saying sis clapped or bro clapped. I'm not. That's crazy. That's to call your brother or your sister. That's crazy. But if you saying like, hey, he clapped or she clapped, sometimes brothers and sisters use that to say somebody is unattractive. So that's 7 different ways. That's 7 different ways that we just use the same word. And what'll let you know, that's a lot of confusion. If you're not Israel, like if you're not our people, that's a lot of confusion. Hey. What I say? Stay back there. Hey, y'all stay back there. Don't let her run up here. But if you're not Israel, that's a lot of confusion. Because I just said clapped in 7 different ways. And so what's going to help you understand which one of the 7 that I'm using? It's context. That's going to help you understand what we're talking about. You know what I mean? So go ahead and read that definition, that first definition right there. Yeah, and this is the definition that I was gonna go into last week during the Lashawan Qadash class, but I didn't get an opportunity to, so I'm gonna just pick up from right here. But this should make it crystal clear about the literal nature and the physical nature of the Hebrew, and how to decipher whether it's literal, physical, or literal, figurative, or you know what I mean, positive, negative, neutral, or whatever the case is. What we talking about? Which of the 7 definitions I just used? This is what's going to help you determine that. Go ahead and read that.
Concordance code H7200.
Mm-hmm.
A literal or figuratively.
What?
A literal or figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
Direct and implied. What is it? Transitively, intransitively, and casually.
Causatively, meaning it's like a like you're causing something to happen, right? But that's another topic. We're gonna get to that at a later date. Hey, get down from there. You're gonna hurt yourself. Get down. Be careful. Go ahead.
Sir, advise, self appear, approve.
Read it slow. So this is what is this word? So the most common use for this word, just to alleviate some any confusion The most common literal use of this word ra'ah, and that's the definition that we're reading, ra'ah in the Hebrew. Ra'ah means to see. That's the most common use. That's the most common use of that word. But that's the most common use of that word. You know what I mean? To see. But there's also figurative uses of this word. You know what I mean? So primitive root to see. Okay, yeah, that was the first thing that we read. Ra'ah, Concordance Code 87200, a primitive root to see. All right, so the most basic and primitive way to use this word is to see. Ra'ah, see. You know what I mean? And then you'll see it all throughout the Bible. You'll see it all throughout the Bible. All right. But Salakia, where was he at? And numerous applications. And that's what we was talking about earlier. Numerous applications. There's going to be several applications of this word. Even though the most primitive way to use this word, the most basic foundational way to use this word is to say see or to see. But in numerous applications, direct and implied, transitively, intransitively, and causatively, there's a whole list of words here. Right? Oh my God. And there's a whole list of under this concordance code. And if you have a concordance in your you know what I mean, if you got a concordance in your school or if you got a concordance in your home, which I recommend all brothers do, right? So this concordance right here, I got it from Amazon. Right? I've had this concordance for a few years. And on the cover, it say 1999 or 1997 on the cover, but I didn't even pay that much for it. I think I got it for like $10, $9. Could have been cheaper than that. It probably was like $6 or $7. You know what I mean? I think total I spent about $12 on it. But you can get this concordance on Amazon for extremely cheap. All you got to do is want it. All right. So read after the parentheses, Baba Kasha.
Concert advice.
To advise. All right. So like the scriptures say, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find this real quick. Hey, you think you slick, huh? Mm-hmm. Let's go to 1 Samuel 9:9. And that'll give you a little bit more context or a little bit more insight about what this. So the first definition is to advise. And there's gonna be a couple synonyms for this word, to advise. But if you go here, and there's a couple different, actually 1 Samuel 9, and you can start at verse 8.
9 and 8.
Yeah, 1 Samuel 9 and 8.
Another one.
What you doing? Y'all stay back there. Oh, go ahead, slack you.
Another one. The book of 1 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 8. And the servant answered Saul again and said.
Mm-hmm. So first of all, who is Saul? Saul was a king of Israel. All right. And all throughout history, we had prophets, we had prophets, we had judges, and we had kings. You know what I mean? And this was the person that was in charge of the nation of Israel. So go ahead. So Saul was the king of Israel. Go ahead.
And said, behold, I have heard at hand the fourth part of a shekel of silver.
A shekel of silver, right?
That will I give to man. That will I give to the man of God. To tell us our way.
To tell us our what?
Our way.
So at that time, well, go ahead, read on. So your way, this is another portion of slang, right? You go to I don't want to jump all over the place. As a matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah. As a matter of fact, I'll go to it. You hold that. Now go to Jeremiah 16 and 6. No, it's like it. Jeremiah 6 and 16. Chapter 6 and verse 16.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Thus said the Lord, stand ye in the ways.
In the what?
In the ways.
So these are the same ways that Saul is talking about right here in 1 Samuel. Right? Go ahead.
And see and ask for
And
the
what?
old paths.
And do what? Stand in the ways and do what?
And see
And what?
and ask.
No, read that part. And stand in the ways and what?
Stand ye in the ways and see.
And see. That's the word that we're breaking down right now. That's what we're reading in the concordance right here. 87200. Ra'ah. Stand in the ways and see. If you want to know the way, you have to go to a seer. We're gonna find out. Go ahead, read on.
And see and ask for the old paths.
And see and ask for the old paths. Are those paths? Is that a dirt road you walk up? Is that I-14? Is that Highway 35 to get up and down Texas? Is that the ways that we talking about? Is that the old path that we talking about? Old farmers market, such and such. Is that the old paths that we talking about? Or what are we talking about? Is this literal or is this figurative? What ways and paths are we talking about? Go ahead.
And ask for the old paths. Where is the good way?
Where is the good way? So while you looking at these ways, you standing in the ways and seeing, ask for the old paths, and that's the good way. Go ahead.
And walk therein.
Get down. And walk therein. Walk therein. Are we talking about walking down the road? Go ahead.
And ye shall find rest for your souls.
So you gonna walk down the street? Is that what we talking about? You gonna walk down I-75? You gonna walk down I-35? You gonna walk down Stan Schluter, and that's where you're gonna find rest for your soul, by walking down the street? Or is this something a little bit more figurative, with a little bit more depth? Go ahead.
But they said, we will not walk therein.
We will not walk therein. That's what we said as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now let's go to, we're gonna go back to that 1 Samuel. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. I believe. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Oh, so like Deuteronomy 4 and 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Start at verse 5, Slacky.
Verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
He have taught you what?
Statutes and judgments.
He has taught you what?
Statutes and judgments.
You know what these statutes and judgments are? These are your ways. These statutes and judgments that you was taught in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, these are the ways that you was taught. And these were the ways that Saul was looking for in 1 Samuel, the 9th chapter. These are your ways. Go ahead.
Even as the Lord my God commanded me that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
See, this is this is slang that we use still today. Like like if your son go to school and disappoint you or embarrass you, you gonna chastise him. You gonna be like, this is not the way we do things. You know what I mean? You see in the movies, you know what I mean? You see in these samurai movies, they like, oh, this is the way of the samurai. This is the way of the ninja. This is the way of Buddha. This is the way of the Muslims. The way of the Christian church, forget about it. The way of the Christian church, you're gonna get, violated up in there. That's the way of the Christian church. The way of the Catholic Church, they gonna raise you up to be an altar boy, and then they're gonna violate you. That's the way of the Christian church. The way of America is to destroy anything. I remember, I think it was what was bro name? I don't want to say, I don't think it wasn't Thurgood Marshall. What was bro name? I should know this, man. This is a museum in my hometown. Uh, Big fat president, William Howard Taft. That's who it was. I believe William Howard Taft, he spoke a lot about the big stick politics. Like the only way to rule over or to have your ways be law is to have a bigger stick. You know what I mean? You run into somebody with a stick, which is good night. We getting all the slang tonight. You know what I mean? You run into, what's a stick? Somebody tell me, let me know that y'all in this class right now. What's a stick? Let me know let me know what that is. But he used to say, if you want to show you know what I mean, if you want to show your policies to be law, then you needed to carry a big stick. You know what I mean? What's a stick? And then if you can understand this, then you'll understand the ways of America. I let that linger. I'll wait until somebody answer. You know what I mean? But go ahead. Where was you reading from?
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 9.
Oh, wait, Salaki, go to read Deuteronomy 4 and pick up from verse 6. Salaki, I know you got a lot going on in front of you, but just hang with me.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Therefore, keep therefore and do them.
Do what?
The law, statutes, and commandments.
Which are what? Those are our ways. That's the ways that the Most High taught us. Just like if you went to school and start cutting up and your kids start doing something that you didn't teach them to do, you're going to chastise them. You're going to be like, that's not the way I taught you. That's not the way we do things. You might even put your last name into it. You're going to be like, this ain't the such and such way. This ain't the Johnson way. This ain't the Williams way. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Your ways is what you were taught. And that's what Saul was inquiring about. Go ahead.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Good night. In the what?
In the sight of the nations.
And that's crazy. You're using sight. You know what I mean? Because your ways is what other people are going to see. Your ways is going to be what other people say or what other people see. What you do out there in the world is what other people are going to see. And they're going to know who your father is. People are going to see what we do and how we behave, and they're going to see who our father is. Go ahead.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
See, you follow the ways of the Most High. You follow the ways of your father, and you're going to see, if you follow the ways of your father, you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, the world is going to know that you had an excellent father. And they're going to see that this nation is a wise and understanding people. So how do you get wisdom? How do you get understanding? Going back to 1 Samuel 9. How do you get wisdom and understanding?
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 9 in verse 9.
Go to verse 8 again.
And the servant answered Saul again
Mhm.
and said, Behold, I have here at hand the fourth part of the shekel of silver
Uh-huh.
that I will give to the man of God to tell us our way.
To tell us our what?
Our way.
Hey, no. Hey, keep her up here with you. You can keep her up. You can bring her up here. Hey. No, go back there. Y'all sit down. You good? You go read verse 8 again, Salaki.
And the servant answered Saul again and said, Behold, I have here at hand the fourth part of shekel of silver that will I give to the man of God to tell us our way.
To tell us our what?
Our way.
Our way. So what is our way? What is the way that we talking about here? After everything we just read Jeremiah 16 and 6. We just read Deuteronomy 4 and 6. You know what I mean? 4, 5 through 6. So what is this way we're talking about? The way of the samurai, the way of the ninja. This is not the what we talked about, the American way. You know what I mean? Each country has their own way. What's like you wanted the answer?
So I was gonna say the way would be the way of the Most High, would be obeying His laws, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah, your ways is what you do. You know what I mean? Go ahead, read verse 9.
Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, does he spake, come and let us go to the seer, for he
thus he spake, come and let us go to who?
The seer.
The who?
The seer.
So now we talking about, what do we just say see means? Ra'ah means to see. Now in times of past, when a man went to inquire of God, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. Go ahead.
For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer.
Hey, y'all, what I say? Go back there. Hey, don't hurt your brother. Y'all stay behind them chairs. You understand? Read that last sentence, Baba Kashar Salakia.
For he that is now called a prophet.
A prophet, right? Go ahead.
Was before time called a seer.
A seer. So prophesying and seeing, or being a prophet and being a seer, are synonymous in this context, right? Now let's get back to them definitions. Read after the parentheses.
Advised.
To advise, right? That was the first one. This is why it can also, Ra'ah can mean figurative or literally to see, but it also means to advise, because in times and before times, a prophet was called a seer. A seer advises you, and this is what Saul was doing in 1 Samuel, the 9th chapter. He was getting advice on the ways of the Most High. Right? This is a whole rabbit hole that, you know what I mean? This is a whole rabbit hole that it's not even a rabbit hole. It's really surface, it's really milk. The fact that a seer is a prophet and a prophet shows you the way of the Most High, that's really milk. That's, elementary level stuff. But because the Christian church, the Catholic Church, the Muslim mosques, Kemet, Buddhism, Hinduism, and all of that, they got the spirit. Hey, stop. That's enough. But because all of these different religions that we go into, they got the spirit of our oppressor, then they think like our oppressor. They understand like our oppressor. Just like all of this that we talking about right now, how like we was talking about clapped. Usually it'll be it's all sorts of hecklers up in here. And they all Esau. They all are oppressors. But there ain't no oppressors up in here because they confused like a mug. You know what I mean? Your slang confuses your oppressor. And because Christianity, Catholicism, and all those different religions, they are governed and ran by your oppressor. That's why the Christian church can't understand the Bible. That's why they think God loves everybody, which isn't true. That's why they think God loves everybody. That's why they think you know what I mean, the law is done away with. That's why they think Christ ain't got no color. That's why they think a snake was in the garden.
Stop.
That's why they think the snake was in the garden and told Eve to eat an apple, even though snake and apple ain't even in that scripture. Is because they are of their father the devil, like it says in John 8:44. You're of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. And when you disconnect yourself from the Most High and our culture, and you attach yourself to your oppressor's culture, then you disconnect yourself from understanding this Bible. I pray you understand that. You know what I mean? Go. No, we throwing that. All right, so go ahead and finish those. So one definition is to advise, right? So if you go to a seer, or even when the way we use see is figurative now, like, you know what I mean? What do I say? What do I say to you at the cookout when you go to the cookout? You know what I mean? Your uncles, you go to the cookout with your with a woman. You know you ain't stamped until your uncles do what? What they say?
I see you over there, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I see you. You know what I mean? I mean, they physically see you, but what do they see? You know what I mean? They oh, go ahead. What you was about to say something?
They see
please.
they see the rib that you acquired. They see they see your works.
Mm-hmm. They see you. You done chose you. You done got you one. They see you ain't no square out here. They see you. You know what I mean? You know how to choose a woman. And if to take it a little bit deeper, you know what I mean? They see some wisdom in you. She ain't out here bringing no scallywags home to the family. That you know how to choose. They see you. Or we'll even see, I see straight through you. Now, can I see through you? Like if I'm looking at you, can I see through you? Can I see your heart through your chest and through? Like if you standing right in front of me, can I see what's behind you? I'm not. If I say I can see through you, that's not literal. What am I really saying?
Like you can see their intention. Like you can see what they all about, pretty much. Like,
yeah. And how can I see that, Itazai? Or anybody in the chat? Don't let Itazai get out of glory. Come on now. Y'all black just like I'm black, just like Itazai black. You know what I mean? What you was about to say?
your ways, the ways.
Damn right. That's what I'm talking about. Your ways, what you're doing. That's how I can see you. That's how the Lord can see you, by your ways. You know what I mean? Go ahead. And you learn the ways of the Lord with the advice that you get from the men in the ISUPK. That's where, you know what I mean, the Lord can see you. Go ahead.
Con of the one con. Self. Appear. Approve. Behold. Certainly.
Right. So behold. Right. Go ahead.
Consider.
Discern.
Enjoy. Make to enjoy. Have experience. Gaze. Take heed.
Mm-hmm. Like what was that? What was it? You have experience, right? It was a video going around. I forget who the brother was, but he was like, he was like, and let me know if you. But it was a video going around. Oh, I probably can't even. I probably can't even put it on the screen. I ain't even gonna try. But it was a video going around. It was, I think it was an interview, but the brother was real mad. It was a big, strong brother, and he was like, "How you gonna tell me about some stuff you ain't never seen?" Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? So we don't even respect. Like a lot of times, we don't even respect. Uh, we don't even respect you if you ain't seen what I've seen. We're not talking about physically with our eyes. When I say you ain't seen what I've seen, how you gonna tell me about something you ain't never seen? That's not talking about physically with my eyes. That's talking about you ain't had the experience. Read that again.
Another one, con. It says experience.
You ain't experienced what I've experienced. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you ain't experienced the same thing I've experienced. Go ahead.
Another one, con.
And this is just so y'all know, this is just the first definition. We ain't even got to. There's about 3 or 4 definitions after this that derive from this word. All right. Go ahead.
Gaze, take heed, indeed, joyful.
So if I try to drop something heavy on you and I want to confirm that you understand what I'm talking about, you say like, you see me? You feel me? Same thing. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? All of those is the same thing. Go ahead.
Another one, con. Take heed, indeed, joyful. Look on.
You say indeed.
Con, sir.
So wait, go back before that. There's something I missed.
It says, we got gaze.
Like indeed, like all one word.
Con.
So indeed, like if I say, I see, or I see. If I say, I see, you tell me something, I'm like, I see. That's not saying, again, that's not talking about literal sight. Even though that was the first definition in the concordance. It's not talking about literal sight. It's talking about, I see. It's like a affirmation. Like, I see. Got you. I understand. Go ahead.
Another one, con. Look on. Look one another. Look one on another. Look one upon another. Look out. Look up. Look upon.
Okay.
Mark.
So all of these, mark. That's another one. You know what I mean? That's another one. Because what we was talking about earlier, you know what I mean, how we was talking about getting our oppressor's language or getting our oppressor's ways off of our hands. That's another thing that your Christian church don't understand. When they read in I believe it's Revelations where it talks about the mark of the beast or the mark on your hand and on your head, on your forehead. The Christian church, because they don't understand the Bible and the figurative nature of the language, they see a mark on your hand and on your head, and they thought it was the microchip. They thought it was the vaccine. In 2020, 2021. Hey, y'all, get off that. Get off that. But when COVID was coming out, every Black, Hispanic, and Native American was so afraid to take the vaccine because they thought that your oppressor was trying to inject you with some microchip that was going to mark you and keep you from going to them pearly gates. You know what I mean? That's not what that's talking about. And we have the Christian church to thank for that. That confusion, we have the Christian church to thank for that. Because we don't know that see also means to mark. And what you don't understand is that mark that you have on your head or your forehead and on your hand, that's not a microchip. That's what you do. That's your ways. You're marked by your ways. And if you have certain ways, there's two ways that you can. There's two ways. Let me do this. Let's go here and then we'll close out. I believe it's Deuteronomy 30 and 19. Yep. There you go. Read this right here real quick. I don't want to hold you too long. Are you? Oh, go ahead. Okay, Most High Christ.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, in verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. Record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death.
Right. So how did the Most High set before you life and death? We just read in Deuteronomy, what was it, 4? Right before this is Deuteronomy 28, where the Most High say, if you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you'll be set on high above all nations. And then in Deuteronomy 28 and 15, it says, if you don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, then you'll be cursed. You know what I mean? So read that again, Slakia.
Khan. I call heaven and earth to record this day.
Record.
Record this day against you, that death. That I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing.
Right.
Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
So the Most High set before you life and death, blessings and cursings. Now, this is the same life and death, blessings and cursings that was set before Adam and Eve. And they was told that they would surely die. But in that day, did they surely die? No. But the Lord did see them. They were marked for their ways. You get the point? Like the way that the Most High separates blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans from the other nations is by giving us his ways. And if you follow in his ways, then you'll be blessed and set above all nations upon the face of the earth. But if you follow after these other nations and their ways, then you'll be marked and you'll be cursed. The Lord will see you and see that you're not following his ways. You're following these other nations' ways. And now he has to punish you. You'll be marked for punishment. You know what I mean? So I pray that helps you understand. The I know, the way we talk as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I know it could be hard, especially if you're indoctrinated with your oppressor's culture, especially if you've been whitewashed, especially if you've been you've taken on the culture of your oppressor. I know it could be hard to understand the way blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans talk. But in order to understand this Bible, you're gonna have to understand the language. You're gonna have to understand our culture and how we speak and how the Most High, the culture and the spirit that the Most High gave to us. That's what you're gonna have to understand. All right. But with that, we'll go ahead and leave it right there. Let's see where we at. But make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it with your loved ones, share it with your enemies. You know what I mean? Share it, you hecklers especially. You know what I mean? I ain't seen y'all up in here. I mean, I'm starting to believe that y'all getting lost in the sauce. Y'all getting lost in the language. You know what I mean? Because this wasn't for y'all. So when we get to talking about this language, y'all think y'all know the Bible because Christianity been beating the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans for so many decades. You think that you know the Bible because Christianity and Catholicism has been the status quo for the entire earth for so long. You think that you know the Bible. But when you come up in here and we get to talking about slang, we get to talking about figurative language, that's something that you can't mess with because the Lord didn't give you this spirit. And this language and this culture and this Bible was not for you. All right. But with that, we're going to go ahead and give a courtesy salute to the brothers, individual or majum, which means to stand. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak Thumb. Yadi Matai, Sar, turn to face the sisters, give courtesy salute to the sisters. Individual Majah Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Latham by Shem Yahweh Shah. Yadi Matai.
Because when I found this truth, guess what happened? I put my birthday away. When I found this truth, I put the drugs away. When I found this truth, I quit whoring my sisters. When I found this truth, I started becoming a better man and a better person. Because now I know I'm on that narrow path. Now I know I'm on a righteous path. Now I know what I'm doing is going to get me somewhere.